Okay, so picture this. You're out in the vast American West, maybe near the Oregon-California border.
Right. Big sky, open land.
Exactly. It's night, maybe moonlit, super quiet. You hear, I don't know, crickets, wind in the grass,
Classic Western feel.
and then you see it, a shape moving low, silent. A wolf on the hut.
Okay. Primal scene.
Yeah, the tension's building, right? It's stalking, getting closer to maybe some cattle, and then bam.
A gunshot?
No! That's the thing. Suddenly, the air just explodes with do-do-do-do-do-do. The opening riff of AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Blasting.
From the sky.
Wait, what? AC/DC.
From the sky.
Okay, that's definitely not what I expected. It takes a sharp left turn there, doesn't it?
Completely. You go from this ancient, raw nature drama to something utterly bizarre and modern.
A real collision of worlds. Fascinating, though.
Absolutely. And that, everyone, is exactly what we're diving into today on the Deep Dive. It's this incredibly inventive and, let's be honest, pretty hilarious strategy government biologists are using.
To stop wolves from preying on cattle, right?
Precisely. We're talking this wild mix of, like, ancient conflict meets maybe lowbrow tech. Or high-tech delivering lowbrow. I don't know. It's weird.
It definitely sounds unique. We've looked into the research, the reports on this, haven't we?
We have. And what's really interesting is why they even got to this point. It starts with a success story, actually.
The wolves coming back.
Yeah.
Which is great for the ecosystem.
Totally. But then that immediately creates this huge problem for ranchers.
Yeah, a classic human-wildlife conflict, but with a modern twist because the wolves are protected.
Exactly. And that pressure, that need for a non-lethal solution when the old ways don't work, it forces some serious outside-the-box thinking.
Pushing the boundaries, you could say. Human ingenuity under pressure.
So our mission for you today, we're going to unpack how this whole wild idea came about, why these specific sounds. I mean, AC/DC is just the start.
Oh, it gets weirder.
Oh, it gets so much weirder. We'll look at the tech, the science behind it, this novelty hypothesis thing, the early results, and, what it all says about us trying to figure out how to live alongside nature.
Sometimes in really strange ways.
Get ready for some aha moments, maybe a few really moments, and definitely some laughs. It's man versus wild, but mediated by, well, rock and roll and movie dialogue.
It's not just tech then. It's psychology too, isn't it? Wolf psychology, human psychology.
Yeah, and the weird friction when they meet. It really flips the script on wildlife management.
Forget fences. We're talking psychological operations now.
Pretty much. Okay, let's set the scene properly. So where is all this actually happening?
We're talking that rugged border area between California and Oregon.
Beautiful country up there.
Absolutely. It's classic American West. Think wide open spaces, mountains, forests, and crucially, sprawling cattle ranches.
Feels timeless in a way.
It does. And you've got your main players right there, the ranchers, obviously. For them, cattle aren't just, inventory. It's their livelihood, often generations of family work.
A legacy.
Exactly. Tied to the land, tied to those animals.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, you have the gray wolves.
Which are making a comeback in that area.
Right. A powerful symbol of the wild, reclaiming their old territory. And that sets up the drama.
Okay, so the wolves returning. Ecologically, that's a huge win, right? Conservation success story.
Definitely. After being nearly wiped out decades ago, seeing them back is a sign of a healthier ecosystem. They're apex predators. They help balance things out.
Regulate deer and elk populations, that kind of thing.
Which can affect everything, down to vegetation, even rivers. It's all connected. So conservationists, environmentalists, they see this as a major positive step, restoring biodiversity.
And it's a big but for the people living there.
It is. Because that ecological win creates an immediate, very direct, and sometimes devastating problem for the cattle ranchers.
The wolves start eating the cattle.
Yeah. Maybe their natural prey is still scarce, or maybe, frankly, cattle are just an easier target sometimes.
And losing even one cow is a big financial hit, I imagine.
Huge. It's not just the money, though. It's the emotional strain, the psychological pressure. Imagine pouring years into raising your herd, caring for them, and then predators start taking them repeatedly.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, especially when it's your whole way of life on the line.
It threatens the very viability of some ranches. It's deeply personal.
So you have this age-old conflict, predator versus livestock, firing back up. But the rules are different now.
That's the critical point. These aren't the old days. The wolves are protected.
Meaning ranchers can't just deal with them the old-fashioned way.
Exactly. No shooting them. That's off the table.
Yeah.
Federally protected under the Endangered Species Act in many places, or state protections. Legally, Ethically, it's a non-starter.
Which must be incredibly frustrating if you're watching your animals disappear.
Immensely. So the question becomes, how do you protect your livelihood from a predator you're not allowed to harm? Especially when the usual non-lethal methods aren't quite cutting it.
Like what? What did they try before?
Well, the obvious things. Fences, for instance. Lots of fencing.
But wolves can get past fences, right? Dig under, jump over.
They're smart and persistent. A determined path will often find a way. These are huge areas to fence perfectly, too. It's tough terrain.
Okay, what about guard dogs?
Guard dogs can help, definitely. They're a good first line. But again, on these vast ranches, dogs can't be everywhere. And a coordinated wolf pack might overwhelm even a good dog. Plus, they need training, upkeep.
Right. Not a magic bullet. Alarms. Lights.
They tried those too. Simple alarms, flashing lights, loud noises. But wolves adapt. They're smart. They quickly figure out if it's just noise, no real threat behind it. Ignore it.
So the usual toolkit wasn't enough, and you can't use lethal force.
Exactly. That combination, the protected status and the limits of traditional deterrence, created this urgent need, a dilemma. They had to get creative. Really creative.
Which is where the government biologists step in. USDA Wildlife Services.
Yep. Their job basically was find something new, something non-lethal that actually works against these wolves in this specific context.
Talk about pressure. Solve a problem that's like as old as farming itself, but with your hands tied in a way.
It demanded moving beyond the usual thinking, beyond just physical barriers.
They needed something different.
Fundamentally different. Not just a better fence, but a new approach. Something psychological, maybe?
To change the wolf's behavior, not just block it physically.
Precisely. Interrupt the hunt without hurting the animal. That required biology expertise, sure, but also really understanding wolf behavior.
Yeah.
And being willing to try some pretty unconventional stuff.
Okay, so this is where it gets really clever. The science behind it all.
Right. The USDA scientists keyed in on this core idea. Wolves, despite being apex predators, are actually very cautious. They're wary of new things.
Novel things.
Exactly. Novelty. They don't like surprises. Especially, when they're focused on hunting, usually at night.
That makes sense. If you're a predator relying on stealth and knowing your territory, something totally unexpected is probably bad news.
It signals potential danger. It could be a trap, a bigger predator, something unknown. Their instinct is, whoa, hold on, what's that? Better safe than sorry. Retreat, reassess.
Primal survival instinct. Avoid the unknown.
It's a fundamental bias.
Yeah.
And this became the bedrock of their strategy. Let's exploit that caution.
So how do you deliver that novelty, that surprise?
Well, that's where the tech comes in. Drones.
Not just hobby drones, I'm guessing.
No. The sources describe them as military-grade drones. Robust, capable of flying in tough conditions, remote operation.
Built to last, carry a payload.
Right. And crucially, equipped with thermal imaging cameras.
So they can see the wolves in the dark, heat signatures.
Exactly. Spot them approaching the cattle at night, allowing for very targeted intervention, right when the hunt is happening.
Okay, military drone, thermal camera. What's the novelty payload?
Massive loudspeakers. Strapped underneath.
Loudspeakers on a military drone. Okay.
Designed to project sound over a pretty wide area.
So you've got this high-tech flying machine, almost silent, cruising over the pasture at night.
Detecting wolves with thermal vision.
And then it turns into, what did the source call it? A flying death metal Roomba of terror.
Laugh slightly. That paints a picture, doesn't it? Hovering there.
It's like sci-fi meets the Old West. Just bizarre. The ultimate high-tech scarecrow.
It's the juxtaposition, right? Military tech used for non-lethal wildlife management.
So the strategy is basically spot the wolves, fly the drone in close.
Fly it in low towards the pack.
And just blast them.
Blast them with something loud and unsettling. The goal isn't to chase them endlessly. It's to startle them, break their focus, disrupt that predatory sequence before they attack.
A preemptive psychological strike from above.
Using technology to throw a surprise party they definitely don't want to be at.
It's kind of brilliant, actually. Hitting them right at that critical moment of the hunt with something totally alien.
Forces them to abandon the hunt and rethink their life choices. Leverages that innate fear of the unknown. It's not a physical barrier, it's a mental one.
Can you outsmart a wolf with disorientation? That's the bet.
Okay, so they have the delivery system, the drone, the speakers. Now, what do you blast?
This is my favorite part. You can just picture the meetings, right? Serious scientists around a table.
Whiteboards involved, right?
Totally. Okay, team, what sound is most Spiritually damaging to a wolf.
Chuckles. Maybe testing, like dial-up modem sounds, or Nickelback.
The sources actually joke about exactly that, which tells you how weird the real answers are. It wasn't just about loud. It had to have energy, be jarring.
Cut through the night, be completely unnatural, disruptive, not just noisy.
Find the auditory equivalent of a primal scream for a wolf, but delivered by a flying robot.
So weapon number 1.
Are you ready? AC/DC.
No way.
Yes way. Specifically, Thunderstruck, the 1990 anthem from the legendary Australian band.
Wow. Okay.
Just
Imagine you're a wolf.
Right. You're stalking, you're in the zone, all your senses are peaked, and then the sky just screams, plunder at you. That guitar riff.
Complete sensory overload. Total confusion. What is that? Where is it coming from?
You'd think he'd seriously angered the gods. Thor himself, maybe?
Or encountered a tiny flying man in a school uniform.
The source jokes you'd have a religious conversion on the spot. Just drop the cow, run home, rethink everything.
It's genius in its madness. Or mad genius?
But it fits the novelty theory perfectly, right?
Yeah,
it's so out of place, so high energy, so not part of a wolf's natural soundscape.
Triggers that immediate, what the heck is that? Danger response.
Yeah.
Makes them feel threatened by something they can't identify.
It's not just noise, it's messing with their whole sensory world.
Okay, but wolves are smart. They might get used to even AC/DC eventually, right? Habituation.
Exactly. The biologists knew that. Can't just play one song on repeat. They'd figure out it's all bark, no bite.
So they needed a playlist. A rotating set list of sonic chaos.
You got it. Keep 'em guessing. And the next track they pulled out, a cover of Blue on Black.
Okay, who does that cover?
The heavy metal band Five Finger Death Punch.
Whoa. Okay, so musical whiplash is part of the strategy now.
Pretty much.
Huh?
Go from classic 90s hard rock to, like, aggressive 2010s new metal.
That's a heavier sound, right? More intense, maybe?
Yeah, different vibe entirely. Keeps the novelty factor high. Always a new, weird sound coming from the sky. Keeps them off balance.
Prevents them from normalizing it. Smart.
But wait, it gets weirder. I need you to brace yourself for this next one.
Oh boy, weirder than AC/DC and Five Finger Death Punch.
Way weirder. They figured out human voices were really effective, especially emotional ones.
Okay, like what? Recordings of people talking?
Recordings of people arguing intensely. They use the climax scene from the movie Marriage Story.
You're kidding. The Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson, huge blow-up fight scene.
That exact scene. Blasted across the wilderness at wolves trying to hunt cattle.
Pauses. That is absolutely incredible. I'm just picturing a wolf stopping ears up like, whoa, is she yelling at me? What did I do?
The source jokes the emotional damage alone would be enough to make them go vegan.
I can almost believe it. Hearing Adam Driver yell, "Every day I wake up and I hope you're dead," echoing through the night.
Right. It's insane. But the thinking behind it, apparently, is sound.
What's the rationale?
Human voices, especially really emotional ones, are deeply unsettling to wolves. It's totally unnatural out there. It signals something powerful, unpredictable, maybe aggressive.
More than just a loud bang. It's like this alien communication charged with negative energy.
Exactly. A threat they can't understand or place. Taps into that fear of the unknown in a different way. It's not just loud noise. It's complex, potentially threatening social signals.
Wow. Okay. That's a new level of psychological deterrent.
And get this, it gets even more direct.
Ow.
If the playlist isn't working on a particularly stubborn wolf pack,
Yeah.
the drone pilot can grab a microphone.
Do what? Talk to them live.
Yeah? Improvise, engage directly.
Seriously. Like, hey, wolf, knock it off.
Pretty much. One of the supervisors, and his name, I kid you not, is Paul Wolf.
Chuckles. Oh, the irony.
Right. He told a story from an early test. Pilot gets on the mic, just yells, "Hey, Wolf, get out of here!"
Yeah.
And the wolf just took off, ran away.
From a voice in the sky telling it to scram.
Yep. That disembodied, commanding human voice was enough.
That is amazing. Talk about a power trip for the pilot, too.
Totally. Sitting in your chair, miles away, looking through a thermal camera, personally telling an apex predator to get lost. Get off my lawn.
It's the ultimate remote mic drop.
It really shows how we're interacting with wildlife now, doesn't it? It's not just fences anymore. It's tech, psychology, direct engagement.
Vocal engagement, even.
Yeah.
It's targeted, precise, and, yeah, surprisingly personal.
Yeah.
Exploiting behavior in a totally new way.
Okay, so we've got drones, AC/DC, heavy metal, divorce movie meltdowns, live pilot commentary. Does any of this actually work?
Well, here's the kicker.
Yeah.
It seems to be working. The early results are really promising.
You mean it successfully stopped wolves from hunting?
It looks like it. They've monitored specific areas, and the data shows a significant drop in attacks.
How significant?
In one case study, they went from 11 attacks in just 20 days down to only 2 attacks over the next 85 days.
Wow, that's a massive difference. 11 in 20 days is brutal. 2 in 85 is manageable.
Exactly. It's a huge improvement, a tangible impact for the ranchers. Fewer losses, less stress.
So we've done it. We weaponize bad music taste and indie films to solve a wildlife crisis.
Oh, seems like it. For now, anyway. The numbers are pretty compelling.
How do the ranchers feel about it? Grateful, I assume.
Definitely grateful for the relief for fewer dead cattle, but they're also pretty pragmatic folk.
Meaning?
Meaning they're a bit skeptical about it being a permanent fix.
The habituation concern again?
Right. One ranch owner, Mary Rickert, basically said she worries the wolves will eventually figure out it's just noise. All show, no actual danger.
All noise and no bite was the quote. Right.
Yeah. And it's a valid fear. Wolves are smart. They adapt. What happens when Thunderstruck becomes, like, the dinner bell?
Or they become AC/DC fans and start demanding requests, as the source joked.
Exactly. It highlights that this is likely an ongoing challenge. You constantly have to stay one step ahead, keep the novelty fresh. It's an arms race of wits.
Okay, but here's a question. What about the cows?
Ah, yes. The collateral listeners.
They have to listen to all this, too. AC/DC, five-finger death punch, Adam Driver yelling.
Imagine being a cow, just trying to chew your cud, and suddenly the sky is having an existential crisis set to heavy metal.
The source had that great image of a cow in therapy.
Chuckles. Doctor, ever since I heard the man in the sky say he punches walls just to feel something, I just haven't been the same.
No, I only produce milk if they play the Marriage Story soundtrack.
It's funny, but it does point to unintended consequences, right? You solve one problem, maybe create a different kind of stress for the animals you're trying to protect. Ecosystems are complicated.
Changing the soundscape has ripple effects, even if it's just stressing out the livestock.
So this whole drone and rock music thing, it sounds completely unique.
Yeah.
But is the basic idea of using sound as a deterrent totally new?
Not entirely, no. The way they're doing it is new, the scale and tech, but the core concept has precedent.
Like what?
People have used loud sounds to scare animals away for ages. Think about scaring raccoons out of your attic.
Right. People sometimes leave talk radio on. Or loud music.
Exactly. The sources mention talk radio, sometimes even mariachi music being used for raccoons.
Okay, but there's a difference between, like, festive mariachi music hoping the raccoons politely leave.
And AC/DC blasting from a military drone like a declaration of war.
Yeah, slight difference in intensity and intent there. Mariachi is an invitation to leave. AC/DC is an eviction notice from hell.
It really highlights how targeted and, well, aggressive this wolf strategy is, psychologically speaking. It's not a gentle nudge.
So when you step back, what does this whole story really tell us?
For me, it's just a perfect example of the weird, wild places the human brain goes when faced with a tough problem.
Instead of just building a higher fence?
We strap speakers to a drone and blast emotionally charged movie dialogue. It's this incredible mix of like super high-tech ingenuity and really specific, almost lowbrow pop culture.
A bizarre juxtaposition. You've got this ancient scene, wolf hunting under the stars.
And you interrupt it with the most specific, weirdly human noise you can imagine. Adam Driver's divorce angst.
Like a clash of ancient nature and modern niche culture. Does nature even have a defense against that level of specific weirdness?
Probably not, which is why I think it's maybe the most ridiculous and therefore the most human solution ever.
Like trying to stop a shark attack by playing the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Exactly. The sheer awkwardness, the confusion, the shark would just leave. We weaponized Adam Driver's monologue against an apex predator.
Checkmate nature.
We won through sheer, unpredictable absurdity.
And it speaks to that inventiveness, right? Using everything at our disposal, technology, psychology, culture, even the weird bits to solve problems. It wasn't the obvious solution, but maybe the one that defied expectations the most.
So, to wrap up, we've seen the problem protected wolves, threatened cattle. We've seen the solution high-tech drones with a seriously questionable playlist.
From AC/DC to Marriage Story meltdowns.
And the early results? Pretty darn good, actually. It seems that when human ingenuity gets weird enough, the result is, well, a very confused pack of wolves.
And possibly some cows developing very specific tastes in film and music.
Definitely. But okay, here's something to chew on as we finish. What happens next?
That's the big question. Wolves adapt. It's what they do. So when AC/DC stops being novel, what's the next step in sonic warfare?
Do we need, like, bespoke compositions designed to be maximally unsettling to kinetids? Commission Philip Glass to write wolf-repellent music?
Or will the wolves, as the source joked, start their own film review podcast? This week, we analyze the problematic gender dynamics in Baumbach's Marriage Story.
Laughs. Okay, maybe not that. But seriously, beyond the humor, what does this story tell us about how we try to coexist with nature now?
It feels like a snapshot of the future, doesn't it? Where technology and understanding animal behavior allow for these really nuanced, sometimes bizarre interventions.
It's not just about physical separation anymore, it's about managing interactions, often in strange ways.
And it raises questions about limits. How far can nature adapt? And how far will human inventiveness go? Especially when our cultural artifacts become part of the toolkit.
What other weird bits of human culture might we weaponize next? That's the lingering thought. It's a strange new world out there on the range.